Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where I apologize if my voice sounds a little different, or this episode is a little on the shorter side, but I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, so we'll see how this goes. So, let's see here. We need to get all of these areas colonized, and we really need to fix this problem. And it got worse on that month tick. Okay. So we desperately need to fix our energy credit issue. Now we're currently tossing 1,000 minerals towards our shared stockpile. Let's just not. That means that we can cut our buy order by 1,000 here to 1,300. That will help us a lot. And then we can probably go ahead and sell some rare crystals. We'll sell 30 of those. No, not this 100. Not that many. We'll sell 30 rare crystals monthly. And we'll see what that does. Hopefully that'll change matters a little bit here. But we'll see. So, while we're at it, we should probably go ahead and head on down here and check in on our star bases, like this bastion here. It needs something to be building. It's currently got a defense grid supercomputer. Let's go ahead and build a target uplink computer, a disruption field generator, and a communications jammer. And we'll also queue up all of our defense platforms. There we go. Okay, so anything else to do in here? Well, there's this anchorage, but we don't really care about that. And then there are these two stations. Okay, that seems fine. So we do need our Titan assembly yards over here. We'll go ahead and get that queued up. And otherwise, this appears to be good to go. Fantastic. Well, that did help our energy credit situation dramatically. And hopefully, we'll be able to get the rest of this energy credit situation under control when we take over all of this territory and get our colonies up and running. In theory, that should do the trick anyway. Now, of course, our sectors are going to be a little starved, but they do have a 47k shared stockpile right now that they're just not using for some reason. Okay, so what do we want here? Admin cap would be the most useful thing here, but the cheapest are additional army upgrades, and so we'll go for those. Excellent. Accretion complete. We're done with this construction ship, so let's go ahead and build a starbase over here. We'll fill in some of these gaps, make sure that we're collecting these resources, and hopefully there's enough resources here to get us positive on energy credits. This is getting better month to month, so that's good. What are our edicts looking like? This is not edicts at all, this is edicts. Capacity overload isn't on, and that's probably what the issue here is. Construction complete. Okay. So we should probably attempt to get that back. That said, we are spending influence on settling all of this, so that's a small issue. And definitely something that we're going to need to work on. But hey, we're positive in energy credits now, so that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Let's go ahead and find some peaceful applications. Amenities usage, leader upkeep. We're spending a lot on leaders. Yeah, we'll take a 10% leader upkeep reduction. Sounds perfect. Okay, what else do we got going on here? Well, mostly we're just waiting on various things to happen. But that's fine. We're also going to be going to war with the Galactic Entente at some point in the future, but that's definitely not going to be this episode, and probably... Oh my. Oh, they neutron sweeped. Okay. It's probably not going to be this episode, probably not the next either that we go to war. I want to solidify our position pretty thoroughly. Order restored on mining 1. That is good. And it didn't even do a substantial amount of damage here. This is fine. That's probably going to mean that we're going to see a large jump in our mineral gains on the next month tick, is the idea. So let's see exactly where that goes, and then economically we'll decide what we want to do here. It went up by 4. Uh-huh. That's less than I was expecting. Okay, so there's nothing to be done then, in that case. Good to know. So we're just banking up some alloys right now. Of course, we are selling some alloys to stay afloat. 1,200 alloys every month being sold. Hopefully, though, as our various locations come back online, that'll be okay. Now, do they just not use the shared stockpile?
Construction complete.
Maybe we have to manually transfer the resources? So, like, we could transfer in 1k into each local stockpile? Like that. And we'll see if they use their local stockpile. It's kind of weird that we have to transfer in manually from the shared stockpile. No, this is transferring in from our Empire resources, up here. Interesting. They did use something from the shared stockpile.
Accretion complete.
We'll just keep doing this for now, and then we'll just see what that investment ends up doing later. This didn't send in as much as I had hoped. There we go. Now, hopefully they'll actually use these resources. That would be nice. So far, they haven't seemed too interested. Okay. Now, we're currently losing minerals, but that's just because our monthly trade price was too low. So that should no longer be the case in just a moment here. And these construction ships do need something to construct. We'll just come over here, and you can go ahead and build here. Perfect. And how are we doing? A non-aggression pact? Go away. How are we doing over here on this gateway construction? 26%. Okay, so that's going to take a while yet. Sounds good.
Construction complete.
But we do have some of our colonies coming online, which is perfect. Low stability, that's expected on a fresh colony. In theory, the sectors will take care of it. Have they been utilizing their resources? It would appear that they have not. Do I need to automate the sector somehow? No, they are automated. They just don't seem to be very interested in building things, apparently. Regardless, our economy is in a much better state now, so that's good. That's very good indeed. And the real question is, just how hard will it be to fight the Galactic Entente? My theory is not very. Like, they're struggling against the Kemplar and Rixie, and we can beat both of them. The real issue here is if we have to beat up the Galactic Entente, the Kemplar and the Rixie will grab up a lot of territory. Also, there's this territory over here that is undefended. In order to defend it, we would need to build, at minimum, 3 stations. Which we actually can do, and I think we should. So we'll go ahead and get this upgrading, as well as this over here. And this over here. Perfect. So, with that under construction, that will help us hold this territory. We may lose Gatara if we fight the Kemplar, but that's not a big deal. This station here is correctly building, so that's perfect. The Bashpat station, this is guarding this wormhole. We're going to continue upgrading it. We're also going to get a defense grid supercomputer built in there as soon as we can. The Merrill station defends here and has a defense grid supercomputer, so we'll just upgrade it to a Citadel and come back to that in a little bit.
Accretion complete.
Otherwise, we seem to be largely built up as far as our defenses go, so that's perfect. I wish there was a setting to define how aggressively the sectors should build. Because I want them to build a little bit more aggressively than they are building. That's for sure. But for now, we're just going to continue grabbing resources. And grabbing systems when we can. And that should be just fine. So as soon as you're done building this mining station, you can come over here and build these. And then build this outpost over here. Perfect. Okay, so it keeps coming back to just how much can we actually take from the Galactic Entente, because we don't have a good CB on them, but we do have a containment CB on the Kemplar and the Rixie. So if they end up taking a large amount of Galactic Entente space, that's actually good for us. It's actually quite good for us. Do we have a containment CB on these guys? We do. Okay. Interesting.
Rocket new tech.
That's very interesting indeed. So with that in mind, we kind of don't care if the Kemplar or the Rixie take a bunch of Galactic Entente territory while we're fighting the Galactic Entente in an unrelated war, because that would actually make it easier for us to take that territory. So that's good to know. And that means that we do want to make these claims relatively quickly. We don't currently need the influence for energy credits. So I think we absolutely do want to make our claims known. Where is it? Make claims. Here we go. So we definitely want to claim these 3 systems. That is top importance. And then we may want to claim these as well. And just grab ourselves a little extra territory over this way. Like that. There we go. So we have claimed a bunch of their systems. Perfect. Well, it is a little bit early, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, I'm just not feeling particularly great today, so I think I'm just going to stop this a little early. Don't worry, it will be going back to normal length episodes as soon as I'm feeling better. But for now, the show must go on. So you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.